Welcome, visitors. I'm Eddie, and welcome to the shack. Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1 is finally over, and personally, dear God, I thought this was never gonna end. It took so long and felt so long for it to finally end, and seriously, I'm kind of happy it did. But, seriously, was it good? That's a question I've been kind of wondering myself. Was Chapter 5 Season 1 good, or was it trash? That's a question that I'm here to answer today. We're gonna be looking at over the story, then we're gonna go over the gameplay, then we're gonna go over the battle pass, and finally we're gonna go over none other than the events. And finally we're gonna go over the conclusion to was it good or was it bad? But before we do that, I'm going to rank every season from Chapter 3 Season 1 to OG, because like that we have something to base ourselves upon for Chapter 5 Season 1, and those are the seasons I actually played. So let's get this over with. Alright, so let's start ranking them. Let's start with Chapter 3 Season 1. Personally, that was my first season that I really started playing the game, and it was really cool. The battle pass was great with stuff like Gumbo, Spider-Man, Sergeant Llama, and the battle pass was cool, like I just said, but the Foundation was also a cool character. We had the Spider-Man mythic, we had the tents, which were great, the map was cool, the Winterfest was good, Tilted Towers appearing after the snow melts was awesome, and of course the Spider-Man mythic was great. So yeah, no, it's still my favorite season. The nostalgia is real, going directly in S tier. Now for Chapter 3 Season 2, definitely wasn't as good as Season 1. The tanks were overpowered, and the battle pass, except for the two Marvel skin in there, Doctor Strange and the Prowler, kind of was mid. But like, the season was still great. I had a lot of good items. Zero build introduced was awesome. So yeah, it's definitely not an S tier, but it's going in A tier. Chapter 3 Season 3 Vibin'. A lot of people hate this season. I like it personally. I love the vibe. The battle pass was cool. Snap was a cool skin. Indiana Jones was my main skin for a while, and Darth Vader was nice. I like the big mushrooms. That was cool. And the Giant 3 was also a new POI that was kind of cool, but like, outside of that, kind of wasn't as cool as Season 2, but I wouldn't say it was bad. I put it at the bottom of A tier. Chapter 3 Season 4 was where my interest in Fortnite started to disappear. It certainly got a lot less interesting in this one. Only skin I actually liked in the Battle Pass was Spider-Gwen, and outside of Spider-Gwen, it was kind of meh. The Chrome was a nice idea and it was cool, but like, it got old very quick, and the Fracture event was just trash. So it's definitely not as good, and definitely the worst season for me, but it's not trash. I'd put it in B tier. Chapter 4 Season 1 was great. One of the best battle pass ever. Doom guy, the guy from The Witcher, the Ageless, the baseball girl, the guy with the mask, which was kind of meh, the anime boy with hairs in his face, and of course, what's the vampire lady, the vampire hunter. I mean, that was a good battle pass. The My Hero Academia collab was cool too. The POI were nice. The hammer weapon was cool as all hell, and the Winterfest was also the last good one. I'm wondering if that's foreshadowing. And no, seriously, I like this season. Not as good as Season 2 of Chapter 3, but it was good, so I put it in the middle of A tier before Season 3 of Chapter 3, but not as good as Chapter 3 Season 2. Chapter 4 Season 2, I don't remember anything. I remember the Spider-Man in Beyond Across the Spider-Verse collab, which was cool, but like, outside of that, I don't remember anything. The lizard and the guy from Attack on Titan, which was cool too, but like, outside of that, I don't remember anything. The mythics and everything, all they added was a giant city, which was cool, but like, I didn't really like the season, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. Chapter 4 Season 3 was bad. Except for the Battle Pass, which I'd like two cool skin. The Vacation Meowscles and Optimus Prime. It was kind of meh. I like the dinosaur biome, but it just didn't really work. I'm gonna have to put it in D tier, sadly, for it. Chapter 4 Season 4 was awesome. I loved every single part of it. The Battle Pass was awesome. Fish Stick was great. I love May, which was my main skin for a while before Sunspot. And seriously, every other skin in the season were great. The mythics were great. The weapons were great. I love everything from the season, so it's going at the top of A tier. Finally, let's talk about Fortnite OG. Yeah, Fortnite OG, I really did not like the beginning of it. It was just kind of meh. No way of moving across the map in zero build was just meh. It was just bad at the start, but at the end, where everything was there, oh man, that was fun. I had a lot of fun at the end of OG. It's kind of sad that the beginning kind of ruined it, but like the end was awesome. Also, the Battle Pass was kind of cool, except for Renegade Links, which I did not care about. Like, all the other three were cool, so I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier. Okay, so let's talk about the story first. The story starts after the events of the Big Bang at the end of OG. After restarting the timeline, Jones comes back to a new island which is now controlled by the Society, which is owned by 5 people. The creator of it, Montague, and 4 other bosses that are very high regarded in high regards, with basically the bosses. Oscar the Tiger, Nisha the Fencer, Peter Griffin, and Valeria. Valeria is gonna be also the most important one, so watch out for that. The thing here is that they actually understand that Jones is very important. The Society wants control over the island, and Jones basically knows everything that happens before OG. So to get his attention, they kidnap his best friend, Peely, the banana. Jones, realizing that his friend has been kidnapped by the Society, goes along and teams up with Hope, which is the creator of the Underground, and Valeria's sister. Hope's goal with the Underground is to take down the Society because they control the island and they're jerks. And actually, Jones does not join the Underground. He actually is just he's in a deal. He asks to help on mission, while Hope tells him where he can find Peely and arms him with weapons. So the story continues with Valeria actually finding medallions that belong to gods before the events of the season. Those medallions will be given to the bosses to make them more powerful. The medallions are gonna come back later, I promise. So after a season of not getting any info, except for the fact that the Underground gets help from Solid Snake to help them with the Society, and the fact that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle also help the Underground to defeat them because the Foot Clan actually tries to team up with the Society. Not much happens until the end of the chapter, the season I mean, where Valeria learns of the presence of the Pandora's box under the island. Valeria really wants the knowledge and the power, and probably more than society ever thought she would. So when the Pandora's box finally comes out, and by the way, while this is happening, Jones finally saves Peely and disappears from the story. Valeria opens the box and releases the souls from the underworld, which leads into season 2. Now, if you might have not realized, this season story is pretty much inexistent and lame. Nothing happens for the entire season. We get a giant pause into it because of Winterfest. But even more than that, we don't get anything special. No quests, no dialogue, nothing. It's just nothing happens. Which kinda makes it, well, bad. really hope they upgrade this story with Season 2, which I think they are going to do because we have story quests now and actual dialogue, but only the time will tell. Alright, so the story is trash, but what about the gameplay? You know, the juice of the game, the reason we play the game, the gameplay. Let's talk about the first guns. We've got a Ranger pistol, which is just a pistol, you know, it doesn't do anything special. Next we have the Hyper SMG. It's basically it's an SMG. You just click the button and it just goes and it shoots like an SMG. Thunderburst SMG, however, shoots in spurts. It kind of, you gotta click multiple times to shoot all of the bullets. The Striker AR was a pretty good AR. It was pretty special. It wasn't really special actually. It's kind of just a normal AR that you could find. Wasn't the most powerful, but it was good. The Nemesis AR, which is the only one they've kept for Season 2, is pretty much the most normal. Back in Season 1, it was the one you would use if you wanted to have the most average gameplay. It was good to shoot, but it wasn't going to do the most damage, and the reload time was kind of higher than the Striker AR, if I remember correctly. Then we have the Enforcer AR, and that gun exists. Let's move on. The Frenzy Auto Shotgun was cracked, and it still is. The Hammer Pump Shotgun, which was the other one, is doo-doo ass, and no one wants it because it's trash. And next we have the Reaper Sniper Rifle, which is also cracked. It's basically a no-no headshot weapon. It's so good, and probably the best weapon back then with the auto shotgun. Jesus Christ. Now the special guns. The ballistic shield is the bane of my existence. I hate this goddamn thing. Everybody who uses it used it as a way to camp and just kill you, and it sucked. The grapple blade though was pretty fun, a great way to move around the map, and even though it wasn't as strong to use for attack, it was still kind of good, and it did its job effectively. Now, the Flowberry Fizz and the Flowberries. Flowberries were cool, but, like, they're not that strong. Flowberry Fizz, however, is pretty good. Basically, you heal everyone around you and yourself in shield to 100 and gives you low gravity, which is pretty good and leads to a lot of sus jokes to be made. But come on, now it's Flowberry Fizz. It's top tier, goofy shenanigans and a fun healing item. Finally, you have the Cluster Clingers. They're bombs that just explodes and make multiple little bombs. Most of the time, you're going to kill yourself with them because you just throw and move, and it just hits a wall, and you're gonna get blown up by your own. Kinda stinks, but what can I say? That what's happened. We've also got unvaulted weapon that came back for this season. Weren't there at the start of the season, but we're adding, like the business turret, which was, it's the business turret. It's great. It basically does your job at your place, and it's a good way to win fights. The shield breaker MP grenades were back from Chapter 4 Season 4. I like those, but they're not really useful except in no builds. The lock-on pistol was brought back, which was fun, I guess. Like, I liked it. I don't remember using it because it was, if I remember correctly, Chapter 4 Season 2. And I didn't really play that season because I thought it wasn't really good. They also brought back the Crash Pad Junior, which were cool, but like nobody really used them. And of course the fishing rod was there, but it's the fishing rod, man. Like, are you ever gonna use the fishing rod to attack enemies? I don't think so. Now, they've also got new weapons for like the collabs, but I'm gonna be talking about that in the event part. Same for the Winterfest items. But most importantly, the meta was simple. Snipers and frenzy auto shotguns. Like, the gameplay was fun. With the guns were cool. The problem is, it got old really quickly. It took so long before we got any new guns, so the loot pool kind of just got stale at one point, and seriously, if you did not pick up the shotguns, frenzy shotgun and the snipers, you were basically screwed from the beginning. Now, also, we've got the what's the name again? Oh yeah, the medallions. The medallions were fun. At the start they were cracked, healing you to 100 HP in shield, and that was busted, and it healed you faster if you got more than one. I think the nerf where they just heal you to 50 if you have 1, 60 if you have 2, 70 if you have 3, 80 if you have 4, and 100 if you had 5, all of them, was actually a good nerf, because personally they were broken, especially in builds. Like, you could just hide in your box and heal all the way back up, which was trash. But like, the bosses were fun, I guess. The problem is the bots and the NPCs that help the boss were very annoying to fight. Like, personally, if I would say the boss that was the least annoying to fight was Oscar. Nisha was cool too, I guess, but the place was so open you could get shoved from other people and get third party. Montague was fun, I guess. Peter was a fun boss because it's Peter Griffin. And Valeria is the bane of my existence. Oh my god, the number of times I died to Valeria and not the other bosses just kind of stinks. Like, okay, chill out, woman. With her SMG was, you know, like all the bosses. Valeria had an Hyper SMG Mythic. Montague had a Nemesis AR Mythic. Nisha had the Striker AR Mythic. Peter Griffin had the Hammer Pump Shotgun Mythic, which actually is the only Hammer Pump Shotgun that was worth using because it was Mythic and did the most damage. And Oscar had none other than the Frenzy Auto Shotgun Mythic, which was the best one because it's a Frenzy Auto Shotgun, which meant it was the best gun. No crap. Now, there were some POIs that weren't really useful, but like, the POIs were nice. I mean, Lavish Lair and Grand Glacier are really similar, but like, Grand Glacier is, it's like bigger, while Lavish Lair just, it's smaller, but the outside part of it is bigger. Classic Court is a fun place and a good idea. I'm glad they kept it for Season 2. Reckless Railway was a nice place, and I think the second biggest POI. Rune Reels with the center on the map, it was kind of cool. Closest to Fencing Fields, which was Nisha's home. Pretty nice place. It's kind of fun, and a lot of people dropped there at the start because it had a boss and was the closest to the middle of the map. Ritze Riviera was kind of okay, but I kind of mistakes it for Snooty Steps sometimes. It's just Snooty Steps without Peter Griffin, so it's not really worth it. Snooty Steps actually was pretty huge, and everyone liked to drop there at the start of the season because Peter Griffin, but kind of got old. Pleasant Piazza, or Pleasant Pizza as I call it, kind of nice place to drop. It's not too bad, it's not too shabby, it's not too big, not too small. It's just a nice little place to drop. AZ Hillside was a fun as hell place. It looked beautiful, it was cool. It's probably one of my favorite drops in that season. And finally, we have Rebel's Roost, which was the worst POI because you had no reason to go there. It was so far from everything. It was just, it's not worth it. And it's still not worth it in Season 2, but we don't talk about Season 2. In Season 1, at least it had an NPC, which gave you the Grapple Blade, and you can actually hire to protect you, which was kind of worth it. So yeah, what I would say about the gameplay. The gameplay was pretty fun in that season. The weapons, the giant island loot island, that was the name, was pretty cool, and of course, the weapon cache were kind of okay, I guess. It had some flaws in the gameplay, which just meant like a lot of weapons would not be used. Like the Ember Pump Shotgun, why the hell would you use that if you have the Frenzy Auto? And the Sniper was just cracked. But overall, I had a lot of fun in that season, and the gameplay was a lot, in part, the reason for that. Pretty good. The gameplay really carried this season, I must say, because the story surely did not.
Alright, let's talk about the Battle Pass. The reason you would actually spend money into the game. And let's talk about the skins that it was given to us for this new chapter first season. The first one that they gave us when you bought the pass was Ope. Personally, I think Ope is a pretty good skin. If it's a hit or a miss, I would say it's a hit. It's a cool skin. Alternate styles are pretty good. You Don't Know Me, the musical track was pretty good. Not my favorite one, but it's good enough. And personally, I think it's a cool first skin. Not the best one, but it's a good one. Then they gave us Oscar. I thought I would not like him, but I think he's a hit after all this time. Personally, I liked Oscar. Return of the Tiger, the music track was kind of meh, personally. It was kind of good, but probably my least favorite of the season. Like, seriously, the music in the season was kind of good. Oscar, personally, I thought I wouldn't like him because he's a furry, but personally, he's less like a furry and more just like a tiger in a suit. Which, come on, it's a tiger in a suit. Why would you not like the tiger in a suit? He just looks so classy and bossy and mean and, yeah, he's a hit. Next, we have Vengeance Jones, which Vengeance Jones I really liked and probably is one of my favorite skin in that Battle Pass. His normal style is not really much, but his black and white anime style cartoon, I liked it. I thought it was really cool, and then you can get the cartoon style, but with colors. That was cool too. He's definitely a hit. One of my favorite skin in that season. Then we have Nisha, and yeah, I didn't really like Nisha this season. Probably my only miss, it's Nisha. She just feels too bland, which is the reason why she's a miss. Though I do like her pickaxe, and, well, yeah, that's pretty much all I like about her. It's the pickaxe, and I like the idea, I just don't think it worked out, actually. After that, we have Montague. I like Montague. I think at the start I thought it was a miss, because he just looks so bland, but his diamond form is really cool, and when you unlock his final super style, yeah, no, that he looks really cool. So yeah, I think he's a hit, but personally, he could have been a miss, but I'm gonna say he's a hit. Peter Griffin is a hit. Why should I say anything more? It's Peter Griffin. He's buff, he's jacked, he's great. It's Peter Griffin. Valeria, last skin of the Battle Pass that you can unlock normally. Cool skin, I like it. It's a hit. Personally, I think I prefer the normal style and not the tier 100 style that they gave us. But she's still cool, so it's a hit. Finally, the secret skin, it's Solid Snake. And personally, I like Solid Snake. I think he's a cool skin. Personally, a cool secret style. I like the old man version of him too. I think Solid Snake is a cool secret skin, and yeah, it's a hit. So out of 8, the hit or miss is 7 out of 8. Which is pretty good. I think it's a good ass Battle Pass. The secret styles were great. The styles were great. The music were great. Return of the Tiger is my least favorite. You Don't Know Me is my second favorite, and Flickering Flames is my favorite one. But yeah, I really like the season Battle Pass. It was good. It had good items. It had good loading screens. It had good music tracks. It had good skins. I think it was pretty good. 7 out of 10. Not 7 out of 10. 7 out of 8. Also, let's do a little Smasher Pass the Battle Pass. Just why not? I'm gonna count just skins, but let's go. Ope, I would smash. Easy smash. I don't care. I would not smash Oscar because he's a furry and I am not the kind of guy to. And as I said, he's a tiger in a suit. Not a fursona. It just looks like a tiger in a suit. I will not fuck a tiger in a suit. Even if it's a very classy one, he's still a tiger in a suit. I would also not smash Vengeance Jones because he kind of just looks like what I would look when I'm an adult, which yeah, I would not bang myself. Yeah, no, that ain't happening, bro. Nisha, I would pass too, because I don't think she's really attractive. She's just too bland for me. Same for Montague, I would not smash. Peter Griffin, I would not smash too. I don't think I would smash Peter Griffin. Valeria, I would smash, because Valeria's cool. And now you might think, he's gonna pass Solid Snake, because, you know, Solid Snake is a guy. I would smash Solid Snake, bro. He looks cool as hell. And even though I'm straight, yeah, no. Solid Snake, pretty cool skin I would smash. So out of 8, the Smasher Pass number is 3 out of 8. Not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, good Battle Pass. Also, just a little mention here. This season gave me access to Sunspot, which is a new skin, which is my favorite skin of all time, and I've been using him for a long time. So yeah, really like the skins they gave us this season. Personally, it was really good. Not the best one, so out of 10 I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. But personally, I think it was better than some previous Battle Pass, like Chapter 4 Season 2, that I did not care about anything in it. So let's finally talk about the events. Those collabs, those great events, and there's actually 3 this season. The first one being the Winterfest. Oh god. The Winterfest was very, very bad this season. We had no cabin. We got just quests and items. And what we got was trash. We got Winterfest Bushranger, which was the only worth it thing this season. But we also got none other than nothing that was worth it. It was trash. Now, we did get some stuff that was kind of cool. Loot Island was transformed for Christmas. We had a little Christmas island appearing on the map. And, of course, we had items like the snowman that you can hide inside. We had the icy floppers. We had the snow grappler, which was kind of cool until it got taken out for the normal grappler because the icy grappler was bugged. And we also had this snowball launcher, which was kind of cool, I guess. But it did some cool things, but it was just kind of felt empty. It's the worst Winterfest I've ever seen. I've seen 3 of them, and this is definitely the worst one. Like, I don't know how, but every Winterfest is just getting worse and worse with each year. How do they make that? Are they actively trying to make worse Winterfest every year? Because I swear to God, if they're trying to do that, then 1, that's very stupid, and 2, well, they're very much doing that, and it's actually working. Now, we also got an update for Solid Snake, the collab, and the event, giving us 3 weapons. The Anvil rocket launcher was unvolted, and I never used this gun, like, ever. Why the hell would I use the Anvil rocket launcher? It only aims at vehicle, and not a lot of people use cars in that season. So, yeah, it wasn't really useful. The EMP camo stealth thing was kind of cool, I guess. If you combine it with Frenzy Auto Shotgun that you could switch to, it was very good, but it was really worked in some certain scenarios, but also wasn't working in others. It really depends. And also the cardboard box, well, it's a cardboard box, alright. It does a job. It's a box. Now, the final event we got was the mini pass with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was good. We got some cool skins like Shredder and Super Shredder, which was awesome. The pizza was brought back, which all hailed the pizza, and we got 4 mythics for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and drops, which was also cool. The mythics were based on all the weapons, and they all did the same thing, but just kind of looked different, which was cool, I guess. But you could only own one. You could basically hold one only, and the others you could not. We also got the overboards back, which were cool, and another way to move around the map. Also, yeah, a lot of people just kind of did not use the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles weapons to move. They just use them to move and not attack, which is kind of funny. But yeah, no, the quests were fun, and personally, it's one of the moments where the season really felt really good. But then they took all of that out for the last 2 weeks, and that kind of made it meh. But seriously, the events, to be honest, the Winterfest was dog shit. It was bad, like bad.
Solid Snake was kind of cool, but like it didn't really do anything. Seriously, it was kind of fun at start, but then kind of got old. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle was very much cool, but they took it out very fast. So personally, I think the mini pass was awesome, which pretty cool thing. So yeah, the events didn't really carry the season. Some of them actually hurted the season. Like Winterfest actually damaged the season, didn't make it really good, and it doesn't really fit anywhere. But the shops, man, the shops were crap. They weren't good at all this season. They were good at the start, and then slowly but surely, when Winterfest hits, it became very, very bad. Like, oof. But yeah, those events, some of them were good, some of them were bad. But personally, they didn't really do much for the season. Alright, so let's conclude this whole ordeal. So, basically, after all of this, what did I actually think of Chapter 5 Season 1? Was it good? Or was it bad? Well, a lot of people might think, well, it was garbage. I don't think so. I think it's more in the mid category, which is not bad, nor is it good. It's in the middle. Mid means middle. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just kind of the middle. It had a lot of good things like the battle pass, but a lot of bad things like the story, or, well, the lack of story, and the events, which were lackluster to say the least. Now, where the hell will I put it on the list? Well, on the tier list, well... Now, where I put it on the tier list, personally, I think it deserves to be in B tier, right above OG. I had a little bit more fun in it than OG. I mean, it's the first battle pass that I've ever maxed out, level 200. Well, OG also counts, I guess, but, you know, it's the first full-length season I've actually maxed out, so, you know, I've had to have some fun, but it just lacks some stuff, which kinda made it less good. So yeah, overall this season is pretty bare bones. It could have been great and just kind of ended up being mid. It lacked a lot of stuff that could have made it better than what it actually ended up being. It basically serves to build a structure like of the next seasons, like Chapter 2 Season 2 did, for example. It used the structure that Season 1 of Chapter 2 did, which is regarded as one of the worst seasons, and then they made Season 2 of Chapter 2, which is regarded as one of the best one. Really hope they make this with Season 2 of Chapter 5, which seems to be the case right now, but we can't be sure, it's just the beginning right now. And seriously, really hope for the best. It's not the best season, Season 1 definitely wasn't, but who knows, maybe its creation will lead to better stuff, and maybe in the future it's gonna be regarded as a good season, but for now it's kind of mid, and that's where it belongs. So, I was Eddie, and thanks for visiting the shack. See you next time.